Welcome to Good Ellie. I'm Chris King.
Alexander Void.
Today we're having Film Rundown episode 18, so we're going to jump right into it. We have several topics to talk about, and we're going to get through them as quickly as possible. Make sure that when you guys are watching the video, you leave your comments, your suggestions, all this kind of stuff, and give us feedback. So starting it off, Warner Brothers just picked up the rights for Five Nights at Freddy's. The plan is, of course, to put this into production as soon as possible and make this to a movie. So what are your initial thoughts?
I think it's cool that finally somebody's trying to make a horror game. Because we've all seen that they try to make action games like Hitman. We got Blood Rain, I guess, was the closest one to a horror. But this one, I'm very happy about this. Like, if they get the right director for it, like, of course, everybody's going to James Wan for this.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. But I'm pretty excited for it. I think that'll be really cool, really creepy, really fun. I'm for this.
Yeah. The weird thing about Five Nights at Freddy's is like the gameplay is just quite simple. But really, the weird thing about this series is that they're already on 3 now. Is the lore behind it? He doesn't really tell you anything. The creator, I forgot his name. But there's a lot of lore behind it, and it's very like subtle. It's like there's a poster in the background that refers to a different character, and Golden Freddy and Bonnie and all the fans will know what I'm talking about. But so there's 2 ways you can approach it. Whether you're gonna approach it really hardcore, like the lore that people like, or they're probably gonna make it this kind of mass appeal thing where it's like, maybe it's some guy dressing up as a... So I hope it's more like the mystical kind of... Because just one of these animatronics has a dead person inside it.
Yeah,
like,
awesome.
I want to see that. Like,
I want to see that too.
So,
do you want this to be like a one-time movie, or do you want it to be like a trilogy?
if they make it into this kind of mass appeal, like where someone is just kind of dressing up as a doll and killing people, I don't want to see it. I want to just let it die. But if they do take that kind of mystical, weird, like what is going on, what is the lore behind Purple Man and the children who are supposed to be dead, if they go really weird with it, then I wouldn't mind seeing this go to like 2 movies, something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Moving on, sticking with Warner Brothers though, Jared Leto has just released, or rather, probably David Ayer released a new photo of Jared Leto with that kind of big Nikon.
Yeah.
That Killing Joke shot that we all know and stuff. Kind of weird, and I sent you some links to where Jared Leto in concert kind of gave a little bit of Joker there,
Yeah.
So what do you think overall, like how Joker is progressing?
Okay, so as for the picture, it's just cool. That was just like for the fans.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Of course, it's the contrast rate, the contrast in the image. Of course, they want to give you enough.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of too bright.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
couldn't really tell. It's cool. Of course, it's a Nikon because the times, the old school camera.
Yeah, I would have liked to see an old school.
That would be cool, but then he would wear the hat and.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
So I like it. As for his voice, I think he needs to work on it a little bit because when I did hear it when he's in concert, it sounded like a little more movie voice.
Yeah.
In a world.
Yeah.
Blah. So I'm okay with it so far. That's it. That's it for Jared Leto. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird because like for every like kind of positive thing, like the picture, we get like the voicing, which is kind of weird. Like that kind of beautiful disaster kind of comment made. It's like everything for the hair, which looks really good. It's like we got a stupid comment like that. So kind of same. I'm with you. I'm kind of neutral about it over now. I am more excited at this point for Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor than I am for Leto as Joker. So he has to do something like give us a laugh or something that it has to feel like the Joker.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna hold off on the laugh for a while.
Yeah. That'd probably be like with the trailer.
You know what? I don't want to see in the first couple of trailers. Like I want to see it when the movie's about to come out.
I think I'm not. I think this is the most excited trailer. The most excited I am for any trailer that's coming out is probably Suicide Squad.
I don't want to see any Joker in any trailer up until like the last trailer where I'm gonna avoid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna completely avoid. I'm sure I'm gonna see it.
Will Smith as Deadshot and
I think that's what you should focus on, the actual Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. But moving on, new Vision and Yellow Jacket images were released. That was kind of like an old kind of note that I took because now we have some new trailers and everything. But overall, the look for the Vision, the look of Yellow Jacket.
Okay, I'll start off with the Yellow Jacket. With Yellow Jacket, I like that you can actually see like the lights inside of them, the fluorescent lights. Like those are really bright yellow that's inside of him and like kind of spewing out. That's what I expected from Ultron's mouth. Some really bright red. I like it. I think it's cool. It reminds me of the Iron Spider. He does have the thingies here. I like it. As for Vision, now Vision is a really weird mixed bag for me. I did see the Hot Toys picture, which I showed you the image. The Hot Toys, they're, if you guys don't know about Hot Toys, they're like super collector's edition, $300, really detailed toys. So it's pretty legit. And the cape, I'm not very happy about. The back of the head, I guess, what was I expecting? You know, so I don't know how I feel about it. He looks very human, but yet it has a bunch of just lines. It's like, look, he's not human. He has lines everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know for Vision. I guess I want to hear him. I hope he sounds robotic. Somebody has to sound robotic.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Let's get Yellow Jacket out of the way. I don't like the look of Yellow Jacket. But no, I don't. Just because the original Yellow Jacket costume by Hank Pym, that actually looks really ridiculous. But this new Yellow Jacket, the look kind of looks mixed between Tron and Iron Spider. So he looks like a spider, like a mechanical spider, but he overall just kind of looks like a villain in some sort of children's movie or something. But I'm not not bashing it because it works for the movie. Because seeing him go small and then the whole trailer, we'll get to that. It works for the movie. But overall, do I like it? No, it's not really menacing or anything like that. But sure, like I'm okay with it. Vision, on the other hand, I knew I was not happy when I first saw the Vision, and it just and I was trying to force myself to say, be excited for the Vision. He's gonna look awesome and stuff. And the more I see of him, the more he looks like a human, the more I get pissed off. I'm just like, why put him in the movie if he's not even gonna look the freaking Vision, you know? The only thing that worked was like that like it actually didn't work was like the eyes in that one trailer where it looked like you kind of went in and it's kind of mechanical and stuff. Like, fine, whatever. But he has corneas and he has irises, so apparently he's freaking human. But again, Vision is supposed to be as close to human as you can get with a robot, like especially if my theory is with the Soul Gem, like he may become. I mean, in the comics where he has his relationship with Wanda, they have to make him look. It has to look realistic, you know. But that could have maybe been the look for him like 2 movies in, you know. Maybe at first if they made him look like the Vision. I like the cowl. I know everyone's bashing like the cowl and stuff. People were like, I'm glad it's not in it. I like the old school look of Vision. So anyway, so there's that. We'll see how he actually does sound and anything like that with the thing, but I just mentioned I hope he sounds like a robot, and I enjoy it. Now moving on to some comments from Kevin Feige, obviously the head of Marvel, the pictures and everything, that kind of division. A lot of people have been asking about Spider-Man recently. They've been asking everyone about Spider-Man. Not entirely sure why, because it's a little bit soon for that, especially since we don't have casting and things like that. But we do know from Kevin Feige's words that he will be. They want at least a 15 to 16-year-old in Hasbro, so they're going young. They want a baby Spider-Man because they want to keep this guy in for a very long time. That's what I get from that. Running around with a homemade Spider-Man costume, no origin story. You mentioned that the Spider-Man costume will look, you know, kind of different, like quote nothing we've seen before, but familiar. And he will have non-stop wit. So what do you think about this approach of original Spider-Man by Stan Lee? Like, what do you kind of think?
Okay, so my initial thoughts is, okay, you mentioned that they want to keep him for a while, but the thing is that at this age, at like 15, 16, they grow fast. Kids grow fast. Like if you watch Game of Thrones, like you see the kids being young, and then the next season they're already like 4 years older. It's just, they look 4 years older. Like these kids grow, so I don't know how that's gonna work. He's gonna end up looking like a young adult anyways, which I guess that's what they're gonna go for.
Yeah.
As for him having no origin story, of course, awesome. We've seen it too many times. And then him being in high school, I guess that's fine. I guess it works. I don't want to see like the high school drama kind of stuff, but I guess that's what Spider-Man's about.
Yeah.
For his wit, like I told you earlier, that this is Image. These memes that always went around with a bunch of Spider-Man, old school Spider-Man. That's what they're supposedly gonna go for. It's like I remember him in a desk. And it's J. Jonah Jameson's desk, and he has his Jonah Jameson's picture in the back. So Spider-Man just sits in the desk, and he switches out the picture for a picture of Spider-Man. He's just sitting there. And I don't know why I find this so hilarious. So as long as he's super sarcastic, pretty much an a-hole, like, I am so for this. I want this. I like Spider-Man.
Yeah, all his comments are really, you know, they're really positive and really, they give you a good look to what Spider-Man will be. But this sounds like what Spider-Man 2 turned out to be as well. Because, I mean, with the age thing, I'm not too worried about it because, I mean, Andrew Garfield was like 30-something and he was still in high school. You know? So I think that that'll be fine. It will work for several years. I don't want to see an old Spider-Man, but I do want to see him go from teenager to adult, where he marries Mary Jane and all that kind of stuff. So I'm okay with that.
I did like the mouth in him. That's the biggest thing that I liked about the
Well,
Andrew Garfield one.
that's the thing. Like I'd rather him be less about the one-liners and stuff, and just be a little bit more sarcastic, a little bit more witty.
Like a teenager, just
Like a teenager,
angsty teenager.
Yeah, kind of annoying and stuff, but not with the one-liners. Like that I couldn't really stand. So I mean, so we'll see. It has to be kind of a mix of both, but it could work. So we'll see what actually does happen with that. Moving on, Ant-Man trailer 2 dropped. We heard like nothing about Ant-Man in these past like months, especially because Avengers is coming out, which we're gonna see very soon, thankfully. But Ant-Man trailer, they finally dropped the second trailer. Not a big rollout. They kind of just released it online, like here's a trailer. That's kind of no promotion really. But the trailer was really good. What did you think?
I loved it. Everything about it. Some people did talk about how it's like the movie doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah.
I see it. It looks like a regular movie, just an average coming, like a bad guy, which is Scott Lang. He's a criminal. Like I see him being a petty criminal. Like I like it. It fits well, and him just trying to find his way. So it's kind of this somewhat dramatic, normal coming of age type of story with the little dabbles of humor. Like it has to be funny. He has to make fun of himself.
Yeah.
Like I like it. And then of course the train scene. I really love that train scene.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely the best scene of the trailer we've seen. It's definitely much better than trailer 1, but it doesn't have that kind of power that, or rather gravitas that Age of Ultron had, or the kind of big kind of partiness of Guardians of the Galaxy or Iron Man. So I don't know. I'm expecting lower numbers for Ant-Man. Like I think it really is not going to be that much of a success.
Here's something about about it that I'm just overanalyzing. There is a point where Scott Lang was sitting in the car, and I guess he just found out he could control ants. So he makes the ants kind of turn a coin.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is that it's just Paul Rudd's face. Doesn't he need the mask to communicate with the ants? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because it kind of explained how the shrinking works. He has like a button and kind of stuff, and I think they showed something in his back that I guess is a serum. I don't know.
But this is about communicating with the ants, though.
Yeah, but you're right. So that was kind of strange. It's very unexplained. I think we'll see what happens with that, but it's kind of weird. So next, moving on, Bryan Singer, big Instagram guy apparently. He's been releasing a lot of artwork. Like I found on there. Like I had no idea like there's this much X-Men Apocalypse content on there with like set pieces and the wheelchairs and all that kind of stuff. He released a new picture of Angel. I think it's safe to say that's Archangel.
Yes, it's Archangel.
Because in the prior concept that we talked about a few weeks back, you saw the wings.
Yep.
But this new one, they're like metal.
Yep.
And that to me screams Archangel.
And pointy, because an Archangel thing is they can make his wings go like that and just shoot out like a bunch of knives.
So I think that he kind of already slipped his hand where I think he is going to become Archangel.
Or he'll start off as Archangel.
Yeah, could be as well.
Or,
Maybe a flashback with the whole cage kind of thing or something. So there's that. Okay. But now, some more casting. One that I am incredibly excited for. I want to hear your thoughts first, though. Olivia Munn as Psylocke.
I have this huge crush on Olivia Munn, so she could do no wrong, except for acting. I don't think she's a very big actress. I did watch The Newsroom. I did watch, she came out in Magic Mike, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, very short cameo. But I don't know.
She was in Iron Man, I think, 2.
Oh yes, she was a news reporter or something.
She was like a secretary of someone or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Very short cameo.
But I love her, so I'm for this. I'm just being a weird guy who just wants to see her in the suit.
Yeah,
that's all I have right now.
Yeah, it was kind of weird for me because the first reactions everyone gave was just like, "Man, she's so hot." Like, yeah, she is hot. Like, I'm excited for that as well. She's one of my biggest celebrity crushes and stuff for that, but it's not because of the acting. I mean, it goes back to just G4, Attack of the Show. Like, it's because of that show made her. I'm a hardcore fan of Attack of the Show and Ken Pereira and Olivia Munn and stuff. But anyway, so Olivia Munn casting as Psylocke. As far as the acting chops goes, she seems she's getting better. Undoubtedly, she is getting better. She's still not at the level of any of these other kind of actresses and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call her professional, but she's getting better and better and better, especially because of Newsroom. But she makes really bad choices. Like I hear she's good in Magic Mike, but I haven't seen Magic Mike. I have no interest in Magic Mike. She was in. I know. I hear it's good. But I don't. Anyway, so there's that. She was in Mordecai, which you don't have to be a rocket science to understand that movie was garbage. I haven't even seen it yet. I don't plan to. So there's that. So she needs to make a lot of better choices, and this is one of them. You know, so she needs to make these kind of choices and stuff. Now here's the thing. We'll just get through it quickly. Psylocke's role in this X-Men universe. I'll go off and saying Psylocke is one of my favorite X-Men. Period.
Yeah, just knowing that she's in it is awesome.
It's freaking it psychs me up so much. Legitimately, I'm not just saying this. She's one of my favorite characters in the X-Men universe. She's in the top 3 for me, right there with Wolverine and anyway, I'm not sure who else I picked. I don't want to say Gambit, you know, but it's definitely. But she's part of that. Not part of the original team or anything, but she's part of that original '90s X-Men cartoon that I liked. I had the video game that I had. I always played as her Gambit or Wolverine. So I'm so freaking hyped for this. But now the thing that a lot of people don't know, Psylocke, you know, part of the X-Force. So we see that she's at one point she is one of the 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
So I think, what do you think? I think Psylocke is going to be one of the 4 horsemen.
I don't think so. But I also really hope that they don't go into her origin story, because her origin story is nuts. Like that thing is a weird mess.
Twisted.
Okay, so but I think you do have like. It makes sense for her to be one of the horsemen.
Because, this is the thing. I mean, like, so we know Angel's going to be, you know, most likely Archangel.
Yep. We
don't know who the other two, because there's so many different horsemen that you can pick from. That's the problem. But the thing is, with Olivia Munn, I mean, she's still a relatively young actress. Psylocke is a new character in this thing, and we need this universe has to expand at some point. She works well with Gambit. You know, she has a relationship with Gambit and some of the kind of comics and all that kind of stuff.
Cyclops is in love with her.
Cyclops was. So I don't know. I say this going 2 ways. One of 2 ways is this could set her as an actual character in this universe. Maybe she will get not her own movies, but she could be part of. We hear the next big thing for X-Men will be X-Force. She was a part of the X-Force. She was a part of the 4 Horsemen. So I think that it's possible. Maybe she will start as a 4 Horsemen. Maybe become it because she's a legitimate X-Men. So I think she's gonna start off 4 Horsemen, and she might go with that kind of team.
I like it.
So yeah. So anyway, I'm excited to see what happens. Really, just so hyped to see Apocalypse and what he's gonna look like. Anyway, now this is a big bomb that kind of just dropped over the week. A lot of people are not talking about it when they really should be. Mark Ruffalo was interviewed several times asking him what's happening with Hulk. Are we gonna see Planet Hulk? Hulk? Universal apparently still owns the solo rights for solo films.
Yeah.
With Hulk. What do you think about that?
Okay, I actually didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, until the article. I always wondered, and Kevin Feige always stated that the Hulk is going to be a big part of these movies. These other movies, like whenever people kept bugging him about Planet Hulk, like I want to see a Planet Hulk movie, of course, but I could see why they don't want to do it. Like it'd be super expensive, like John Carter kind of expensive. And so I could see why they don't want to take that risk again, or why they don't want to do it, because the Hulk is not necessarily a big character in the sense of he could carry his own movie. Like I think he works well with others. So I could see why they're scared of that, of doing the whole John Carter thing.
Yeah.
I guess there's nothing I could do about this. Nothing I really necessarily care. Like I think the Hulk is doing well the way he's doing already.
Yeah, I agree. I know people are up in arms and they want the Hulk stuff. They want Black Widow stuff. Like I understand, but you can't do a movie for everyone. You can't. Not everyone can get their kind of share. Everyone has stories that want to be told, and I want to see a Penance movie. I want to see a Moon Knight movie.
Oh, Moon Knight would be amazing. No, Moon Knight would be a TV show, Netflix TV show.
Oh, I hope not.
With Daredevil.
But, well, actually, I mean, with the Daredevil, maybe it could work.
Because the Daredevil's really dark.
It's really dark. That's what I'm saying. So if they do a dark, sure. Anyway.
I want to see Moon Knight kill.
It would be dope. But the problem is that, again, Hulk is complicated. It's very complicated to do something like that. But the interesting thing here is that Universal owns the rights. So people are saying, can they do a Spider-Man kind of deal with them? I think they already did. With the Incredible
That's
Hulk.
why they got the Incredible Hulk.
The fact they already have that deal because he's in all these movies. Universal owns all the rights to Hulk, and they're allowing Marvel to have him in these Avengers movies, and they're losing big money because of that. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. But quickly, do you think we will get a Hulk solo movie at some point?
Yeah, I think it'll be the next phase. Like after Infinity Wars and all that stuff.
The thing that I don't see happening is that Ruffalo is not going to be able to be on for much longer. And to be honest. This is why I didn't want Infinity War so soon. Or rather, no, Hulk could work after. But the one is that Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth are not going to be here past Infinity War. So
Yeah.
there's not a point. I want to see Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor against the Hulk, not Black Panther, Strange, and whoever else.
What will be interesting is if they do the newer Hulk comics, it's where they split them. Like Bruce Banner is his own thing, and he becomes like an evil scientist, and then the Hulk is there as his own entity. So I don't know if that will work.
Yeah, well, there's some comics as well that he stays as the Hulk. And
Yes.
the Hulk, kind of takes over his conscious, and he speaks and everything like that. And that's where he becomes evil and the ruler of that planet. So it could work. But yeah, a lot of CGI, like you said. So there's that. New Terminator trailer. Genesis trailer.
Genesis. I like it. I like it. I thought it was really cool.
It's called Payoff, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about it. I didn't care about this Terminator movie that I don't even want to pronounce the stupid name for it. That's not Genesis. That's not how I spelled Genesis. But anyways, the point of this is that I like this one. This one was actually pretty cool. Like, I still don't care enough to watch the movie, but for sure I'm just like, this movie could be good. This movie could be good.
Could be good. Oh my god, that's imagine like that headline, like if they did a trailer like Void says, could be good.
Could be good. That's the quote.
Yeah, I actually saw the trailer on my kind of feed, and I just skipped over it until I saw later on the day where some videos and articles were going like, "Whoa! Don't forget to watch the new trailer. Big spoilers in your Terminator." I was like, "What's going on? Like, what's going on with this?" Then I had to go watch it, because I'm an original fan of the original Terminator, but after that I kind of felt like it fell off. And the spoiler in this trailer, pretty massive. But I think it's going to happen very early in the movie.
Yeah.
Everyone's so up in arms and worried, but they showed so much footage of John Connor as whatever that it's pretty obvious this is going to be like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, like if you see the trailers, it looks like everything's happening in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like all this is setting it up. It's like, hey, look, we went back to T1, T2. It's like we're handling this stuff, and then now here's the new thing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
Because now we know our villain. Now we know the premise, so to speak. So the trailer works. Are we still going to see it? Probably not. Maybe not opening day, at least.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe if they release some continued content on this track, then maybe we will.
Well, I don't know. I guess if I see like Iron Man in there, I don't care.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, so now this is the big kind of controversy behind it as well. Wonder Woman loses director. I forget her name, but director. Some Breaking Bad episodes.
Yeah.
Not McLean.
McLaren.
McLaren, due to creative differences.
Yeah.
So let's stop right there.
That's
Okay,
everybody's excuse.
there's a new director as well. Okay, we'll just say Patty Jenkins, new director for Wonder Woman. We'll get to her in just a second, but overall, what are your first thoughts when you hear that Wonder Woman loses director?
It's just it's an early stage, so of course it makes sense. But now just seeing the phrase that they use, is creative differences. Like we hear this all the time.
Red
Like
flag.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
But it does seem like there's some mess going on. Of course, I go back to the whole Edgar Wright thing. That's exactly what I think about. It's like, hey, we want to do it like this, and then she's like, no, let's do this. It's like, you know what? You haven't made a movie, so get out of here. So.
I mean, this is the problem. I mean, especially like real quick, going back to Edgar Wright thing. Seeing that new Ant-Man trailer and how funny it was, why the hell did you allow Edgar Wright to leave? It's practically a comedy at this point. So I'm wondering what is this whole creative differences, and I think they're obviously throwing this term out a lot just because they feel it's safe, but it really raises a lot of red flags for me. That's why I'm very hesitant with Ant-Man, and now I'm hesitant with Wonder Woman as well, and I already was because Gal Gadot. I just saw Furious 6 the other day, and it reminded me of why we should be worried about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, because she was just not good in that movie, period.
Is it only 6? Is it the 7?
She was like in 5 to 6, I believe.
Okay.
She wasn't in 7. So anyway, raise some red flags. This new director has pretty much virtually nothing of a filmography. But the big thing is here that they seem adamant about.
We're talking about the new one, Jenkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has Monster.
They really want a female director.
Yeah, that's something that bugs me. I ranted about this before. It's just like, you don't have to force a female director. It's like, this is a female-centric movie because it's Wonder Woman. We need a female director. It's just like, look for a good director. Like, I'm not opposed to there being a female director. I didn't care. Like, I didn't say Thor 2 was supposed to be, because if I remember Jenkins was attached to it. Yeah, like, I wasn't like, oh, it's Thor. It should be a man movie. We should get, like, Michael Bay to direct it or something. It's just like, no, I don't care. Get a good director. like in this movie, they're really forcing it. And again, I'm not opposed to it, but it's not. It shouldn't be that high a priority.
Yeah, that seems to be like number one on the list of like with this whole movie, like it has to be female centric. And if it was set in the Amazon and it was like the origin story of Wonder Woman, I'd be like, okay, possibly like a female person knows her history, sure. But that's not what Wonder Woman is. She typically is dealing with a lot of a bevy of other characters and stuff. I agree that having woman's perspective in every movie, not just this movie, in every movie is critical. But to force it like this and say like it has to be female is really annoying to me. You know, I don't care if the whole DC universe is all directed by female directors. Great, that's fine. But I hate when they kind of make it this agenda, you know, because I feel like that's kind of counteractive.
I'm gonna yell if they say Black Panther has to be an African American director.
Oh my god, I know,
I just
you're
feel
right.
like just get a good
Jesus.
director. It doesn't matter. Like that
Doesn't
shouldn't
matter.
be what you're looking at.
That actually, this is not a debate kind of show anything, but again, just we talked about this when Captain America was replaced by Falcon and Thor was replaced by female. When you guys are trying to push agenda, it's counteractive. I know to the masses, it's like, yeah, that's good, but it's actually not good because we're supposed to see colorblind and we're supposed to see genderless. It's just pick the good person for the job and give them their platform. You know. So anyway, that's our thoughts. Moving on, James Wan is in talks to direct Aquaman. Your thoughts?
I'm not for it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's like after doing Fast and Furious, he did Sinister. He did. I forgot what else I'm missing. I'm just something else to think. But it's just I don't see it. I don't see that we're working together. So for me, right now, I'm not for it. I'm not for it. I can't see James Wan being like, let's go underwater and let's handle this stuff. I don't like it.
I mean, if you told me that he would have been directing it after like Sinister came out and all this kind of stuff, I'd been like, yeah, because like I said before, any horror director that wants to get into the comic world, I'm for it. Just I don't know why, like even though horror movies are garbage most of the time, I just have this thing where these guys know how to create suspense, and if you can bring that to comic book movies, especially the DC universe, it makes a lot of sense. But I mean, after seeing Furious 7, which is good, which is actually I'm actually for it. I'm not sure if this guy for Aquaman. Like I said before, I think he'd be better suited for something like Flash.
Yeah, see, like I was thinking, it's like we need something more action centric.
Well, and it has to be a lot more like mythological, and the story is really what's gonna.
Yeah, like
you
need to care about Ant-Man too. I mean, I say Ant-Man, Aquaman too.
You don't need to care about Ant-Man.
You have to care about Ant-Man too. But anyways, Waterman, you have to care about him. Aquafina Man. Because it's a big struggle there. So I think it should be somebody who, even though I didn't like the movie Immortal, like it would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Or even Zack Snyder. Like if Zack Snyder did it, he did 300.
If he did Aquaman, I'd be for it. So there's that. Now, speaking of bringing Zack Snyder and all these kind of plans that are going on, Batman v Superman he just released that little 15-second teaser on Twitter, which is just like the Superman suit and the Batman suit. And with the big announcement, it's coming to IMAX for I think like 15 minutes of footage. And I don't remember the exact terminology. I don't know if to use trailer or teaser or sneak peek, but it's one of those. But it's this IMAX kind of event. On April 20th, we are going.
Yep, we are going.
Definitely happy to say we're going. There's an important video. Let everyone know like we're going. We will report every single detail that we get from that event. We got our tickets already.
If we can, actually, we have to read through it.
Yeah. I mean, but this one's of Guardians. Remember, we got 15 minutes of Guardians, and they wanted us.
Oh yeah, they're like tweet it now.
Yeah. So I don't think he'd be going on Twitter to do this if he wanted to be kept quiet, and I don't think he'd be releasing like it's gonna be Batman v Superman because now everyone's gonna be expecting on April 20th. What the hell was it? Because it's I think it's like at 7 p.m. or something. So we'll see what we can do. What we can talk about, we will. If not, we'll just send you a 15-minute video of our reaction.
See, there's a lot of people who do that. Like they just do this really guerrilla style video where you just hold the phone and talk about it. I think we should just do it in the parking lot. We'll be yelling about it.
Maybe in the car.
I'll probably even dress up. Like we'll see. I wear all black already. I can just wear a cowl.
We'll see what happens. So yeah, we're definitely excited for that. Now, moving on to today's news is actually starting off with Star Wars. Star Wars Celebration is occurring at this moment. Started this morning, and we were watching the live stream. J.J. Abrams came out, a bunch of the cast came out. Now, these are the kind of notes I picked out, and we'll hear both of our thoughts. Starting off, once J.J. Abrams mentioned practical sets, the crowd erupted.
Yeah.
They were just like cheering. It was like, whoa, thank you for that. I didn't expect the reaction and stuff. But it's pretty much safe to say that with these kind of movies, the more practical you have, it just looks better. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like a lot of stuff to do with Jurassic Park. Like in Jurassic Park, the reason why they still look good now, when you watch Jurassic Park, like you see the practical effects, it looks really good. A lot of the issues with the new trilogy, the prequel trilogy, like people didn't like it because it's all CGI. All CGI. So if you watch episode 1, wait, was it episode 1? Yes.
Yeah.
If you watch episode 1, you could see like, wow, what am I watching? Why is this happening? So it is cool. I'm happy he tries to be practical as much as possible, like use practical effects as much as possible. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. For that, now another thing, he mentioned the desert planet that everyone expected to be Tatooine is not Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's actually a new planet called Jakku.
Yep.
So there's that a lot of new set pictures, and then he brought out Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega. Talk about their characters: Rey, Poe Dameron, and Finn. We know Ridley is going to be Rey is a scavenger in Jakku. Oscar Isaac is Poe Dameron, who's an X-wing pilot sent on a mission from a princess.
Yep.
It's Princess Leia.
I wonder who it is.
And John Boyega is Finn, who I think it's safe to say he is a stormtrooper. Because even though everyone expected him to be...
He did this pause thing.
Yeah. Where people expected him to be this, like a Jedi or someone in disguise. I think it's safe to say he is a stormtrooper. We got more clips of him in the stormtrooper outfit. Yeah. And then like another outfit where he was kind of more casual.
Yeah, it was very today. It was very modern.
So that might be his kind of regular clothes, so it seems like he actually is a stormtrooper, which makes a lot of sense. So it's pretty interesting to see that kind of mix up of an X-wing pilot, stormtrooper, and a kind of scavenger. Now, a lot of the old cast came out, which was cool, but at the end of it, we had one more thing: new teaser. So it was like a 2-minute teaser. We'll get through it really quickly. Your overall thoughts on the teaser, the direction?
First off, the celebration thing was actually pretty cool. I really liked that. It was really nice. You could see the fans.
A lot of fan service.
Loved it. And you want me to talk about the teaser trailer?
Yeah.
Okay, so that, I don't even know, I would call that a trailer. I wouldn't call that a teaser. Like, it had a lot in there.
It had a lot in there.
Yeah, I really liked it. It showed everyone off. Like, it showed a lot. I think it's very fan servicey, and it did show a little too much, I want to say. Like, I'm really opposed to showing so much in teaser trailers.
Yeah.
Like, Sony destroyed that for me.
Yeah.
Sony shows the whole movie. So this did show everybody, but I guess it raises questions, it does the buzz, it does all the talk. But I really liked it. I am one of the people who like start trying to be like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Like, I don't know enough. And so yeah, I'm for it. The thing that got me, of course, is the Darth Vader
helmet.
Yeah, it's just that got me.
I'm so hoping he comes back. I'm a dark side kind of a person.
Me too.
I love the dark side of the Star Wars universe and exploring those kind of sets and stuff. So that's interesting. The biggest thing here that my prediction is that it seems like Rey is going to be the new Jedi in this movie. Obviously, again, a lot of big kind of pushing the feminist agenda with this universe. Well, Kathleen Kennedy, not my words, Kathleen Kennedy's words. She's like, we want more females